From hosting The Apprentice to holding the highest office in the land, Donald Trump has always been a central figure in American politics and media. Now he's aiming for an unprecedented political comeback, which he has gained actually. But what's really driving this push for this re-election? And what could it mean for the United States and the world? Welcome back to our presidency channel, where we dive deep into the biggest stories and unpack everything that you need to know. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay in the loop on all things politics and beyond. All right, let's start with a quick recap. This video is actually going to be centered on Donald Trump's re-election bid and everything you need to know. All right. After one of the most divisive presidential terms in recent memory, Donald Trump lost his re-election bid in 2020 to Joe Biden, but he has always been vocal about returning to the White House. So Trump's time in office was marked by a drain the swamp approach to government, a strong emphasis on national security, immigration control, and a record of economic policies that he claims fueled one of the most robust economics before the pandemic hit. Why is Trump running again this second time? All right, many have speculated about the reasons behind Trump's return. His base remains passionately loyal, and recent polls suggest significant support. But is his comeback just about reclaiming power, or is it something deeper? One reason could be his vision of unfinished business. Trump frequently claims he was robbed of his second term due to alleged electoral irregularities, a point he passionately argues at nearly every rally. Another motivator, he proclaims to a roaring crowd at some time, he said, "We will make America great again and again." The future of conservative values and policies, Trump has set himself as a bulwark against what he describes as the radical left, and he argues that his return is necessary to protect America's identity. What about his strategies and tactics? What has Trump come with this time around? Trump's re-election campaign actually is anything like his first, and expect a unique approach. Direct communication with voters, viral sound bites, and an emphasis on social media. Trump has already started building support among key groups, using his rallies to drum up enthusiasm. His campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again, Again and Again," is an evolution of his original message, showing his intention to complete what he started. What about his policies, plans, and goals for this second term? Yes, what exactly does Trump plan to do as he's re-elected right now? Here are some of his major stated goals during his campaign. Number one is immigration reform. Trump wants to tighten immigration laws even further, claiming that stronger border policies are needed to protect American jobs and national securities. Another of his policy and plans stems on economic growth. Trump actually promises to revive the economy by focusing on pro-business tax cuts, the regulation and policies that he believes will bring back manufacturing jobs and bolster the American workforce. A third of his goals and ambitions rallies around education and patriotic education. Trump has actually hinted at education reforms to instill patriotic education, a move his supporters say will combat negative portrayals of American history. And number four of these goals has to do with strengthening the law and order. Crime control and law enforcement are expected to be key pillars of his second term, with a renewed focus on supporting police, departments and enforcing strict penalties for offenders. The last one of his goals has to do with foreign policy. Expect Trump's foreign policy to be firmly America first, potentially including renegotiations of international trade deals and a hard stance on perceived adversaries like China precisely. All right, what about his opposition and challenges in the meantime? Of course, a Trump re-election won't be smooth sailing. His opponents are formidable. Yes, and even within his own party, there are some who are wary of his divisive style. A key question can he actually still appeal to undecided voters who hold the balance in key swing states? Democrats, meanwhile, are mobilizing with renewed urgency, portraying Trump's return as a threat to democracy. Some Republicans are even concerned about his polarizing impact on the party's future. The possible impact of Trump's re-election now precisely has to stem on debates, analysts, and thoughts. In his campaign message and path to victory, Trump's re-election campaign was centered on his iconic slogan that has to do with making America great again. And he emphasizes specifically on a return to his politics on economic growth, national security, and traditional values. His campaign capitalized so much on promises to restore America's energy independence, strengthen the borders, and challenge foreign influence, and particularly from China. And this message actually resonated with his core supporters, leading to a surge in voter turnout among conservative strongholds. But then, what are his economic plans precisely for America? The stock market graphics. One of the pillars of Trump's re-election campaign was his economic agenda, and he promised a return to America's first policies, intending to boost domestic manufacturing and revive energy industries, particularly the oil, gas, and coal. Trump has emphasized cutting regulations to allow American businesses more freedom to grow, innovate, and compete globally. Additionally, Trump's economic vision includes tax reforms that is aimed at the middle class by reducing corporate taxes. He argues the wealth created will trickle down to workers and stimulate a boom in job creation. Supporters believe this will fuel a stronger, more self-reliant economy, while critics argue that it may increase the national bid. What about Trump's foreign policy on Americans standing abroad? This could sound a little bit interesting now. On the international stage, Trump has been vocal about a more assertive America. His re-election speech hinted at a reinforced focus on challenging the influence of China, renegotiating trade agreements, and even revisiting NATO funding and the military commitments. Trump's approach will likely focus on economic nationalism and reducing the U.S. role in what he describes as endless foreign wars. So it won't be out of place after all if he claims that some say that he was going to fuel war. All right, while supporters believe that this will save America resources and lives, critics worry it could strain alliances and reduce America's influence abroad. Nonetheless, Trump has consistently argued that this shift is necessary to put America's interest above global responsibilities. The immigration and border security issues. Immigration was one of Trump's signature issues during his first term, yes, and it remains at the top of his agenda. His re-election campaign pledged stronger enforcement of border security, continued construction of the border walls, and stricter immigration policies. Yes, Trump has also proposed policies to fast-track the deportation of undocumented immigrants, and reduce asylum opportunities. This approach has divided opinions. Proponents believe that it's essential to national security and economic stability, while opponents argue it disregards humanitarian concerns and Americans' legacy as a nation of immigrants. Importantly, the policies that Trump is making on health care, education, and social issues. Trump has actually criticized the current system and continues to advocate for replacing the Affordable Care Act. His administration has proposed various options that include private sector partnerships, lower prescription drug prices, and options for our citizens to tailor their health care to fit their needs. And on education, Trump's second term is expected to support school choice and limit federal influence in local school systems. Yes, socially, his policies are geared towards conservative values, with an emphasis on supporting religious freedom and rolling back regulations that, in his view, would impose on traditional values. Then on the climate and energy policies, President Trump's stance on energy has always favored American fossil fuels. In his second term, he plans to scale back restrictions on oil, gas, and coal production, aiming to make the U.S. energy independent. And this has sparked debate over the environmental impact, as Trump has been critical of climate agreements and regulations that limit American energy production. While some supporters argue that these policies will lead to lower energy costs and more jobs, environmentalists warn that a disregard for climate change could lead to irreversible consequences. Despite his victory in the challenges ahead of Trump. Despite his victory, Trump faces considerable challenges in uniting a polarized nation. Many Americans remain divided on his policies, with opposition groups mobilized and vocal. Trump's handling of social issues, his response to oppositions, and the ongoing debate over election integrity are just some of the critical issues that may define his presidency. Precisely the 47th president's next 4 years will undoubtedly be a balancing act as he navigates these complexities in an effort to shape his legacy. As Trump reclaims the presidency, there is a call to action. His visions of America's future stands at a pivotal crossroads, and his supporters see this as a victory for freedom, sovereignty, and prosperity. But how his policies will truly impact America and his global standing remains to be seen. All right, so we appreciate you for listening to this. Thank you for watching. What you think about Trump's re-election and his policies? Will they create a brighter future for the United States, or are they setting the stage for new challenges? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Presidency channel for more in-depth political analysis. Hit that bell so that you never miss out on